Yeah, I was enjoying the tremendous performance from you and Logan. It was really. Okay.
All right.
While that match was finishing up, we did have the picks and bans from the last match of round 4 going through, which was the Netherlands versus Russia. So I'll quickly just rattle through them because I've got them up.
All right.
Team Russia picked the Joker pool, and the Netherlands
That was
picked
expected.
Historical, so the two banger pools
Nope.
in immediately. Netherlands banned Smooth Criminal, Vibe Overkill, and Pump My Crunk Beats. Unfortunate.
Not pump my crunk beats.
Yeah, I really wanted to see that. And then unfortunately as well, Russia banned Me and You, RCTTS, and Overkill. 3 absolute classics.
We might be
Netherlands
seeing
then
voices
picked-
though.
Oh, we might. Oh no, we will be definitely actually. Russia picked Monsters for the first map. The Netherlands then picked Labyrinth, 2 absolutely goated maps. Russia then picked Voices, and the Netherlands have picked Blue Nation as map number 4.
Absolutely wonderful picks. Going to be a tremendous matchup.
Absolutely tremendous. I'm expecting a great performance.
It's going to be a fun one to watch, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, both these teams are really strong as well. And
I am having a bit of trouble differentiating the two teams. I feel like I'm going cross-eyed looking at them.
they've just
The flags
the
are
colours
so
have
similar.
slipped around a little bit.
It's like they just took the colors and just swapped them around a little bit just to mess you up.
The blue just fell down a little bit on one of them. Oh,
That's all.
we've got some properties to dodge. Hold on, let me just hide.
Hold up, here we go. Just duck down. It'll be fine.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'll go the other way. So how's it going? Oh, there we go.
So how's it feel being short like me? Oh, nope. We're fixed.
Being short's not too bad.
It's pretty nice actually.
After being with Magician for a week, you get used to being short. It's just one of the things that comes with it. But yeah, with the picks out of the way, we're ready to have a tremendous matchup on Monsters, the Poodle map. Oh god, apologies. I brought
Love to see. You're
I
fine.
bought a cold back from Italy, so I'm dying a little bit.
It's very
yeah.
interesting seeing a poodle map in a tournament. Never before
It
seen.
is. I do like it though.
I do too.
Poodles are very fun, and they're also really interesting to watch because you can easily just slip up on them. So
It adds a
yeah,
whole
it's-
new
it's
skill
nice.
to
to
the tournament. Something that you won't see anywhere else other than here on EUC.
It's true, which is why you should tune in for every single match of EUC because we have the most
You
interesting
should.
pools. It's a
Definitely.
no-brainer.
I better see you all here next weekend.
That's true. We have the playoffs next weekend. You can't miss the playoffs. Yeah, so we have on the oh god. Okay, there we go. So for the Russian team, we have Kip, Illuminati Salad, and Sanicello. And then for the Netherlands team, we have Nolan, Ferb, and Mitchell playing for the Poodle map.
All very skilled players.
Yeah, incredibly skilled. And I haven't seen any of these players actually play on a Poodle map, so I'm interested.
I don't think I have either. The only one I did watch was with England and who's England playing against? Poland.
Oh yes, yeah. I think we saw one earlier today. I think it was God, I can't remember. Short-term memory loss. It's one of the things that comes with I was about to say the job, but I think that's not the right way to put it. It comes with age. Once you hit the ripe old age of 18 and over, you start to lose your memory.
Yep.
It's everything to look forward to.
I can confirm.
Oh, there we go. Let me just pull up audio. So
I'm doing.
we're just getting the players in, and then we can hop over and see how this is going to go. I don't know who's going to win this because I've always seen the Netherlands as a very strong team. Oh god, Alan, I'm getting deafened by players speaking. So
that happened to me earlier when I was with Logan. I don't think I've seen any of these players play a Poodle map, so this is going to be interesting.
Not really. I expect when it gets to the historical pool, I reckon it's going to get really interesting because a lot of the Dutch players are quite old in the game, at least, so they can they've obviously played through a lot of the time period that the maps came out, so they have that strength on those. Whereas the Russian team also does have some old players as well. However, not as many that I can recognize when compared to the Dutch team.
Especially on the Dutch team, if you go look at a lot of old maps, you will see cooling as #1 on them, if not at least #2.
Yeah, cooling is one of the
cooling
the
is very well
players when
versed
it
in
comes
old
to
maps.
old stuff.
For sure.
Oh, we're just having some tech issues with one of the players, so we're just waiting on them to hop in or get swapped out, and then we can get started. I think we might be getting started soon, actually, because I think they're in.
It appears so.
Appears so. Yes. I think this is going to be an interesting one though, because they've picked the two really cool pools. Like Joker's always really
Definitely
fun to
my
watch.
two favorite.
Zit salad, speelt salad?
Joker's really fun to watch, and then
Salad
historical is
speelt.
just
Dus
enjoyable.
mocht dit bij jullie ook gebeuren, dan zorgen we ervoor dat
it's
dat
fun.
fair gebeurt.
Okay.
Pog.
Let's go.
I was gonna say
Oh,
it
yeah,
really
that's
brings
true,
me back
it's
to the
not
good
good.
old days, but I was not around for that. However, I still love to see it. I love to go back and play
Op het moment dat je ready
2018 maps.
zegt, dan def ik jou. En
They're
vanaf dat je
fun.
geteft
They're
bent,
fun in a
kan
really
de map
strange
binnen
way.
de 30 seconden
But
starten.
you can't.
They
beat
definitely have their
in
charm
a
to
lot
it.
of
Goed.
ways. Yeah.
Oké, no, ready.
Ja.
It genuinely took me a
Ready.
second to realize
Affirm,
what team was
ready.
on which side of the screen.
Ready.
Then
Mitchell,
whoops.
ready?
Me too.
The Netherlands, the Netherlands are on the top. The Russians are at the bottom. Oh, we're going straight in. Oh, let me actually get the audio back up. Oh, there we go.
Looks like we are probably going to be getting a good stream sync.
Yeah, although for some reason Sanicello has like black borders on the sides of his screen. That's the first time I've
True.
seen that one. At least at the moment.
And here we go. Very small note. I feel like that would make poodles more
Russian-
difficult.
You'd think so, but maybe like it makes them closer together. It shrinks the size of the game, so you've got less space that you need to swing.
True, and it gets rid of vision blocks.
That's true.
That is
I
a
mean,
little bit of an issue with some poodle maps, but this one not too much.
yeah, this one seems quite good in the case of like vision blocks. There's nothing really hidden. I mean, as we get into the first chorus, Russia's looking really, really strong. They're all on 96s, the lowest being a 96.1, whereas Mitchell currently in a 94.85. He doesn't seem too comfortable on these on hacking these fields, but at least he's not missed at all, because missing is devastating when it's a lot of these notes so close together.
Russia does have a decent lead right now, but it is a poodle map, and a little bit of underswing on one poodle can ruin everything.
Exactly. And there's still half the map left. There's a lot of time for one of these players to accidentally slip up, and it's so easy.
Especially towards the end where there's some longer ones.
Yeah, long poodles are always when the problems come in. Short ones you don't really struggle with keeping your saber there, but it's the long ones when you've got to move so slow without accidentally just missing because you've moved too slow. Oh, Ferb's actually picked up a couple of misses now, dropping him down below a 96, which is made the
Still
gap
holding a
on
high
Russia's side even
95
bigger.
though.
Impressive, and he's climbing up almost to that 96 again. whereas Mitchell's still kind of bouncing around that 94-95 like border there. Whereas the entire team of Russia is FCing around that 96. Illuminati's just dropped a little bit below, but not by much.
Kip holding a 96-3. Very, very good at. Kip seems to be very well versed with poodles.
It seems like it. And here we go into the last chorus. Last chance for Russia to potentially make this gap a little bit easier for Netherlands to climb. By the looks of things, they just look so comfortable on it, but I doubt that's going to happen.
Map is coming to an end.
Oh, and Sancho
There's
has
the
picked
long
up
ones.
a miss, but... Yeah. Oh, Sancho and Illuminati have both picked up a couple of misses, however, that gap is still very...
Herb also picked up another
gotten
one.
a lot bigger because Mitchell dropped down to a 93.5 in that last section there. Meaning that gap, even with those couple of misses picking up, I say couple, but that was 7. 7 and 4.
Wat
means
een
that they
kut, hè,
had
jongen.
the
Holy
gap
fuck.
about
Jullie hebben helaas
Ja,
verloren
jammer.
met
Het
een
is, sizable.
scoreverschil van 0,7%. Willen
which
jullie een
does mean
replay
that
doen?
Russia will probably just be taking this map
Even
quite
nadenken.
comfortably.
Mijn
That's
run
that
was
first
I don't think we're going to
fucking
see a
garbage.
replay from the Netherlands.
I doubt it.
Ja, ik
We'll
ook.
have a look.
Ik had 4 misses, 95-2, maar...
Yeah, I doubt that. I'll doubt the
Jullie stonden
replay.
wel de hele
I
match
doubt.
achter
I doubt.
elkaar.
I,
Oké,
I
laat maar dan.
reckon they
Geen
will save
replay.
it for
Of het
No,
begin of
geen
een...
replay.
one of the historical maps because that's where they kind of feel a lot stronger.
We are not going to be getting a replay. And
That means
coming
we'll
up
be
next,
moving
we
on.
have Labyrinth.
Which is this one's going to be interesting. Labyrinth is a very fun but funky map. So I mean, we watched it earlier today, and you know that there's a lot of misses that come out on it just because of how many resets there are, how kind of like wacky the patterns are.
It is a bit of a silly map.
It is, but I'm excited to see it yet again, and I really hope that we're going to see one of the players absolutely pop. Oh my god, pop off on it. There we go.
Starting to talk like me. All right.
Let's have a look and see if we've got any more info on who's playing. We do. So we are seeing from the Netherlands we have Cooling coming in, Sheep, and Mitchell staying in.
Very strong team
then-
comp.
Yep. And then on the Russian team we do have the same three. We have Sanicello, Salad, and Kip. So a couple of changes on the Dutch team. However, they have Cooling in now, and we all know Cooling. Like he has his own style of tech named after him. So a map like this, where it's very very funky, very angled, he's definitely just gonna show off. And
This is definitely the type of map he shines on.
yeah, so it's gonna be great to see. But we'll have to see if he does actually live up to that, or if he struggles the same as a lot of people would. Oh, and they're already all in the match room. They're already all streaming, so we're already ready to swap over and get this second map started.
I think we're going to be seeing some very high scores from the Netherlands. Not sure about Russia, because I'm not sure how they play on older maps, but we will see.
Ja.
Eerst
They
die andere.
seemed quite
Labyrinth.
strong on the
true, maar
Poodle
ik moet
map.
even-
However, that's a completely different style.
Yeah.
However, they did pick Joker,
Heel succes.
which has a lot of these wacky tech
Succes,
maps.
jongens.
That is true.
And some high speed.
Alright.
So I reckon they're probably going to do pretty well. I reckon this could be quite close.
Nou, Voices gaat hem voor mij niet worden.
Mij ook niet.
Oké, Cooling, ready?
It
Ready?
Okay,
is 1-0
Cooling, ready?
Russia right now.
Sheep, ready?
And if they take this, it is match point.
It would be match point going into their second pick as well, which let me just remind myself.
That is Voices.
Voices. Oh god, I reckon we're gonna. I keep saying I reckon we're definitely gonna see Cooling on Voices because I after not seeing that map and then seeing it when Poland picked it, it's what's the right word for it? It's fucked.
It's unique.
It's unique. Yeah, it's special.
It's charming in its own way, but definitely not an easy map.
No, by no means is it anywhere near easy. Here we go into Labyrinth. Oh god, I picked the wrong audio. Hold on. Oh, hold on, I'm trying to find the audio. I'm done there.
Sheep is holding a 96 at the beginning of the map. And so is Illuminati Salad. Sanicello doesn't seem too comfortable with acting these patterns, which is understandable. Getting into the funky stream.
Especially that pattern where it's like very wide circles. However, there are no misses going into this first like bomb spiral section. We did see a few misses coming up both times we saw this map in that first intro, but seeing no misses is definitely a promising sight.
Salad has 2 misses now, actually.
Oh. Unfortunately.
Cooling acting up to a 96.25, 96.3 now. Sheep bringing back the 96. Sanicello did hack up quite a bit up to a 95.5.
Both of the Russian players who are on FCs are also below the AC of Mitchell. Never mind, Kip's just climbed a little bit above. However, that nowhere near the... Oh, no. I'm trying to comment, but then, yeah, Sheep's just picked up a miss, dropping him down to a 95.22. Cooling is still popping up with a 96.25, leading Netherlands still to a very, very high team average of 95.75. Then Sanicello climbing up to the 95.5. And Kip still holding that very strong 95.85.
There's an AC difference of about 0.4%, but that could very quickly change with these patterns.
It's very easy for a player to miss multiple on this map and then just instantly throw that lead away or potentially make that gap a lot bigger. We've seen Illuminati pick up 5 misses now, and Sanicello's just picked up his first. Coldling's also picked up a miss, dropping him down only down to a 95.75 actually. However, that does mean that Kip has the top score and is the only person left on the FC, as Mitchell drops down below a 95 with his miss as well.
You had to curse Kip. Yeah.
Oh, did I? He's still a whack with that miss.
Still. Very good accuracy.
Very strong AC, however, with all of the Russian players, especially Salad picking up some misses and dropping down an AC, the Netherlands have a very, very strong lead of almost around 0.8 actually. And with only half of the map left, Russia does not have a lot of time to climb that back up. They've got to make sure they keep that combo going into these funky fans and the second drop.
There's something about Cooling's gameplay that just feels nostalgic.
I mean,
just the way he plays, it just feels like I'm watching old gameplay, and I love it.
No, I see what you mean. I kind of feel like when you play older maps, you do kind of revert back to how you would originally play them. I know I've noticed that a couple of times with some people. Like if you used to play this map and then you've come back to it after a while, you kind of revert. There's like a primal instinct. You get back to 2018 maps and it's, ooh, me swing, me get blocked.
Me swing.
me swing good. But
the caveman days.
Cooling's back above that 96. Whereas Sanicello's now dropping down to 94.75. It is crazy. That is incredible lag. 3 of the players now below a 95. 4 of the players now, as Kip's just dropped down entirely to a 94.95. And as we get into the outro, that seems like Russia will be giving map number 2 to the Dutch. However, Cooling picks up a miss in the outro, losing that 96.
No.
Which is unfortunate, but it's still
it's not going to be enough to turn the tables. Netherlands will be taking that one. I don't think we'll be seeing a replay from Russia.
Definitely not. With a percent lead almost to the Dutch, I doubt they'd want to use their replay here.
Let's fucking go.
They did have quite a few misses, but not too many more than the Netherlands had.
Yeah, I think the Netherlands just had a very strong
We gaan
Excuse
door
me.
naar
Ak
voices.
lead that, and yeah,
Jongens,
we do have no replay coming out from
missions,
the
we
Russian team,
trouwens
so
wel
it does balance out the scores again to a 1-1. I mean, which means we're going into absolute chaos or voices, which
One of
is
my favorite
if no
maps in
one's-
this tournament.
After seeing it, it's one of my favorites. However, I would never want to load this map up. It terrifies me.
I can't even pass
yeah,
it, but
no-
it's still such a great map.
I don't even know if I want to try and pass it. If no one was here, by the way, when Team Poland picked it, it's what's the best way to explain it? I know we said very unique. Imagine tech, but then imagine it. I don't even know. Just imagine tech. There we go. It's a Razzie map. So it's a unique map. It's a unique tech. It's very enjoyable to watch, though. Although it's probably very scary for players who aren't prepared for it to go into.
I hope all these players practiced it. Otherwise, it is going to be rough.
It is. I mean, even with the people who had practiced it, we saw 78s coming out from players. But yeah, we do have the same players from both teams coming through for this. So we have Sheep, Mitchell, and Cooling on the Dutch team, and on the Russian team we have Sanicello, Kip, and Salad.
Alright, maken jullie klaar? We gaan zo
Yeah, they're
aan.
ready. Well, I say they're ready. They're in the room. I don't think you can be ready for this match.
I was gonna say, I don't know how you could be ready for this. Honestly, I didn't even know how to play the map until I saw Trench practicing it a few weeks ago.
I
Alright.
think
Cooling, ready?
after watching it,
Yes.
I might have a little bit of an
Sheep,
idea, but
ready?
I just don't know if I want to even try it. It's very out of my range, I think. And yeah, like I said, if no one knows what we mean when we say that, you're about to find out as we get into the stream sync. It's very short. It's a very short map, but it's very interesting.
I am a tech player myself. I can read some really funky patterns like in Reese maps, but this is something else.
Yeah, there are forms of tech that only a very small amount of players can read, and as you'll see very shortly, that ACK on that side, that 94, that'll drop very, very quickly as soon as this map gets in to its
Russia already dropping
portion
below
of
an
it.
SS.
Yeah, there we go. Both teams dropping just below that SS, and then climbing back up, but not for long.
Sanicello picking up a miss, not too surprised there. Kip with 3. Only 2 FCs left on the 1 FC left on the board. Illuminati Salad.
Sheep has 4 misses. The other 2 Dutch players have 1. And yeah,
Sheep is
Salad
up to
is kind of
5
popping
now.
up right now with a 93.7. If he can keep that FC, I'll have no words. Oh, never mind. I should not have said that. He's down to an 89.5 now as he just picks up a miss. But here we go as the map gets into its main portion. We see that team ACK dropping down to 82s, 83s. Very small ACK difference though between both these teams. They're very well matched here. They're both kind of climbing and dropping at around the same point. Both teams on an 84 as well, actually. Never mind. The Netherlands have gained a 0.1 ACK lead. We're at the last quarter of the map now, and they're climbing again. 0.15 ACK lead. 2.5 ACK lead now. Almost 3.
Sanicello just died 73 misses.
73. Oh wow, Sanicello definitely can't play this. Yeah, you can see he's putting his head in the walls. He is not happy with that score.
Sanicello is on the
knows
ground
he's,
for a little bit.
Messed up. Oh, it might have been his headset that died then if he was on the ground.
Ja, die guy heeft gewoon opgegeven of zo.
I only saw it at the last second, so I can't comment on that.
Alright, welkom terug. Jullie hebben gewonnen met 4%.
But with that, I really doubt that
Met zijn niet
Russia will
lopen
call replay
sloten,
ahead.
gooi jij geen
Although they might.
Ja, ik
They
vond
might
het
think
fucking
that they can
aantrekkelijk,
improve
man.
that if they
The
potentially
rest of
swap out
Jones, holy
Sanicello.
shit.
Jij verloor
Or
je
if
hele
Sanicello
tracking en we
can
stonden
fix
er nog
whatever
steeds
happened.
voor.
Hoe hebben wij dit gewonnen?
Ja.
We could see a replay.
Kijk, was een
However,
replay of zo, of wat?
they might want to save that for map number 4, which
Terwijl de map
is
nog bezig was.
Nou jongens, ik kan gewoon zeggen.
Blue Nation.
Blue Nation.
Sorry?
Which I don't think they'd want to save their replay for that, because that is definitely a Dutch-sided map.
For sure. We have seen Blue Nation
But
a few more
we're-
times, and it is definitely a fun map to watch
Blue
and
Nation
play.
is a classic. Oh, never mind. We are getting a replay on that.
We are getting
it's
a
a very
replay.
valid replay because, yeah, replaying on Blue Nation, which is the Dutch's probably stronger map, is not beneficial for them. So maybe they could pull this back because this match can go either way. I'm going to
We are going to be having the same players on both teams.
So this, hold on. I'm sorry if you can hear my
Ja, goed,
keyboard very
prima,
loud. I'll try to
even.
type very quietly. Hold on.
Makkie, ik geloof jullie.
So the score to beat, the act to beat, is in the Twitch chat at the moment, an 86.25.
Oké, we gaan beginnen.
That's a much better screenshot than what I got. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My Discord stream is like 320p or something.
It's a bit
It's tight.
rough.
I'm trying to
I've been
download
swapping
something
between
as
the
well.
Twitch
My
and
internet's
Discord
not
stream.
enjoying it. And here we go into the.
We are getting into stream sync.
Here we go into the stream sync, and while we get the stream sync,
Nub, thank you for the raid with
Nub
14
for the
viewers.
14 raids. 14 raids.
Welcome in for all 14 raids.
14
Yo,
raids.
thank you for the
It's
14
back.
raids.
That's crazy. Yeah, welcome in. We're just getting a replay done for map number 3, Voices, the Joker map.
It is currently 1-1 Netherlands versus Russia. Netherlands did take it, but Russia is using a replay. Score to beat is a 86.25.
I do really want to see if Russia can pull this back. At the moment, obviously the ags are quite high, but as the map picks up, they both drop down into those 80, like mid 80 areas. God damn. We've seen a couple of bomb hits coming out here. Sheep dropping down to
What?
87. Yeah.
Those are not
Sheep
bombs that
currently
are
the
easy
only
to
player
dodge.
below a... Hold on, I was using one player's audio, but I could not hear myself think over it, so there we go, I've swapped over. But yeah, oh my god, the Netherlands have really slipped up. Sheep on, how many misses is that? 18? Dropping down to a 76, whereas Russia's still holding very, very strong with an 89-3 here, 894. This replay could have paid off if they can hold this act up. Keep in mind the score to beat is an 86.25, so they're currently around 3% higher than the Netherlands' best score. However, the Netherlands is catching up slowly. We're already in the last quarter of the map. It's a very, very short map. If they can keep this act without accidentally slipping up in this last few seconds, then they have taken this replay. They're almost about on a 90%.
Average
They're on a
act up to
90%
an
average act.
SS.
Oh my god, they did it! What?
Oh my god. I was not expecting that.
Did Senecal just do a push-up? Did Senecal just drop
I
down in the,
think so.
the outro and do some push-ups?
Russia will
I mean,
be
well
taking
played
this
from
map,
them.
beating the old score by
Yeah,
almost
jammer
4
zeg.
whole percent.
That was an incredible replay.
Ja,
I mean,
jullie
I,
hebben
I, I,
verloren.
I
Rusland
feel
heeft
bad for
een
saying that they shouldn't have done it. That was well worth it. Yeah, the fact that they were able to pull back an SS average act there was incredible.
We hebben nu een replay gehad, het is gewoon een win.
It does
Absolutely
mean
tremendous.
that-
Dan moeten we even Blue
It does mean that Russia is now
Yeah.
on match
we
point.
hebben een
They have
replay.
2 points.
En we hebben
We're going
Blue
into Blue Nation, which is map number 4, picked by the Dutch team. I don't know, that's interesting. I didn't expect that. I should have expected it,
Me neither.
saying that they picked it, but still, that was great. But that does mean that we'll be going into Blue Nation, an historical map, and as we know, like we mentioned as well, the Dutch team does have a little bit of an advantage in that area. So
definitely
I can
does
definitely see a
favor them a little
tiebreaker
bit.
coming out here. I'm interested if we do get to a tiebreaker what we're going to see though, because we do have like the standard pools left after this. If they have to pick
Right.
another pool, they've got AC, they've got Tech, they've got Speed. They've got those 3 like classics.
I'm hoping we see some tech. I always love watching tech in tournaments.
Tech is very interesting. Like AC is cool because you see those high scores. Speed is good because you just see like a lot going on, some very impressive plays. Obviously lower AC, but Tech is just very wacky to watch and to see people do well on.
Especially when you see
Oh.
those high X scores on funky tech maps.
Yeah, no, those are incredibly impressive. Yeah, on for Blue Nation. In the Netherlands team, we have Null Animations, Cooling, and Sheep. And then on the Russian team, we have Sanicello, Kip, and Salad. The same three have been playing the entire time.
We hebben hierna nog een wedstrijd.
They do have other players that
Welcoming
they can
back
swap
into
to, however,
players.
this does not seem to be their skill sets, which is why we haven't seen them.
Purpose.
Oh nee, Nederland, België. Kut.
Damn, watching these maps really makes me want to go play 2018 maps again.
Yeah, I feel like next time I load it up, I've just got to go back and play some of these old
Ja,
maps.
gewoon allemaal in één visie.
Ja,
Because I haven't seen or played
Goed, we gaan beginnen.
excuse me, Blue Nation in a while, so it's going to be
Individueel, Nolan, klaar.
Ja.
it's going to be
Cooling, klaar.
not interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to watch.
En Sheep, klaar.
I feel
Players
like
are just getting ready.
watching maps like this, it's like it's like a curse. Like when you watch someone play Beat Saber, you want to play Beat Saber. When you watch someone play a BB Bear map, you want to play a BB Bear map. And that's what I'm getting with this.
Yeah.
Especially with Kiki's maps.
Oh god, yes. The thing is that it makes you want to play them, and then with some of the maps, like for example BB Bear, you load them up and you're like, oh man, I really want to play BB Bear. You get into it, you play one of his harder maps, and you're like, I can't do this.
Yep. All right, chat. You know what it is. Logan said it before. Green means go, and we are into the map.
Green does mean go. We're getting into it. If I remember oh wow, okay, never mind. I'm pretty sure this is a very complex stream map. As in, when I say complex stream, I mean old complex streams. You see a lot of these spinning like stream, as we can see them all play. Sheep did just pick up 2 misses, dropping it down to a 91. However, the overall team act, because Kip has also picked up 2 misses, is quite even actually. However, Illuminati picking up his first miss, dropping it down to a 95, does give the Netherlands that small 0.5 lead. However, there's a lot
Cooling
of
is
map
showing
left and a
off
lot
that
of time for
old
that
school-
to change.
Cooling showing off that old school act. Holding a 96 on a map like this.
Which is crazy.
Only 96 on the board.
Only 96. One of the only above 95s actually. We've only got 2 other 95s. Nolan and Illuminati. Illuminati is on his 1 miss 95 though. Sanicello has also picked up his first miss, dropping him down to a 94. Meaning that the only FCs left on the board are Nolan and Cooling. Oh man, the memories of this map are flooding back. I completely forgot what type of map it was, and now, yeah. I mean, just during this slower section, Cooling's climbing even quicker. However, this just could give Team Russia some time to climb up as well. Illuminati almost on that 96 as well. Kip missed a couple more, up to 4 misses now, and just climbing above that 94 again. Whereas Sanicello has climbed up to a 94.5. Meaning that is... Oh, never mind. Kip has picked up a 5th miss, dropping him down to a 96.3. Whereas Cooling's already climbed up to that 96.5 during this slow section now.
Netherlands does have about a 0.9% lead.
He's just showing how much stronger he is on these slower maps, as well as those funkier maps like Tech and like the Joker maps like Voices, things like that. The only FCs currently on the board are Nolan and Cooling. Nolan climbing up to that 95.8, not 98, Jesus Christ. Whereas Cooling's currently at 96.6.
The difference
Sanicello
between the
almost back
average
up to
acts
that
is
95.
staying around the same amount.
Yeah, both teams seem to be climbing at a quite similar rate. However, as it probably gets into these streams, we're probably going to see that change. Oh, and Nolan has bridged into that 96, meaning there are 2 96s on the board, both on Teams Netherlands. whereas Sanicello has now climbed up to that 95, meaning the only person
The
below
Netherlands
95
is
at the moment
just on the
currently
edge of
Kip.
having that 96% average.
Oh,
There,
and there we go.
There it is.
And they're still climbing up. Nolan's been climbing quite quick, almost at 96.1. Kib's almost at the 95 as well, meaning that Team Russia would have 95s across the board. However, that's still not enough to climb up to this 96 range that they have at the moment. Oh, and Nolan picked up a miss, dropping him down to a 95.8. However, the team average for Team Netherlands is still above a 96. Never mind, it just dropped.
Barely dropped.
As Calling also picked up a miss. That means there are no FCs on the board right now. However, Calling's still in 96.3 with a 1 miss.
I don't think there's enough map left for Russia to come back, especially with how well the Netherlands is hacking this.
Apparently, according to someone in chat, Illuminati did have some game lag because someone sent some ASCII art in his chat, which obviously, as we've known from previous tournaments, does cause some lag.
That is some.
I mean, everyone is. Oh, what the hell? What happened? Yeah,
what happened?
Calling's
Cooling!
91.5.
What is going
Is that
on?
43 misses?
Did he lose tracking?
Calling also just got Unicode
Oh
bombed.
no!
Oh, that's so.
God, you hate to see that. It just ruins the tournament.
I completely I thought people had stopped doing this. Honestly,
I thought so
I thought
too.
it was just respectful to not do it. But no, that does ruin the Netherlands' score there, which was really impressive as well. Like Calling was really doing well there. He was on a 96 with a 1 miss. 96.3 with a 1 miss actually.
Koeling is gechatbomd.
Come on, guys, you don't do that. It ruins the fun of the match and just completely destroys the mood.
Dit is niet de eerste keer hè, dat het bij Rusland is. Rusland, dit is al de tweede keer of zo.
Cooling's obviously not happy with that.
I mean, if I would imagine there's going to be a replay here because they were doing it very well. However, they're probably going to let
Nee, ik heb toch een mis, dus hoe fucking care.
Let everyone remove their chat mods.
Calling's already turned up his stream. He's probably quickly just restarting his game. I really hope. It's just a bit. It's just upsetting, honestly, because what's the point of doing that when all it does is remove the not the competition, but just remove the fun of competing. Like even if it's someone who supports the opposing team, if they think they're helping their favorite team win, it doesn't work like that, because I'm pretty sure 90% of players, if they find out that they win because someone else just had their chat bombed, they're not going to be happy about that win. They're not going to be yes,
then
finally we got a win. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's unfortunate.
You really hate seeing stuff like that. You always want to have a nice, clean, fair match. But there's just some people out there that want to ruin the fun.
We still don't know if there's a replay yet, but like I said, I can definitely imagine that there will be, because
if they don't, then that gives Russia the win.
If they don't replay, if they don't replay, Russia wins, and as well, they have a very solid chance of just taking this map if they do replay. But the morale's probably definitely going to be crushed for especially Calling after having that happen. Calling knows he can probably do well again, but as far as we know, Netherlands still have their replay right. The only people who have replayed is Russia, which means that they can still do that, obviously for free. Not for free, without having to bank on any other system. There is no free replay, unfortunately, because they had the chat mod installed.
Especially after World Cup, that people are aware of Unicode bombing. So they took that risk with having chat. So unfortunately, yeah, like Kilo said, no free replay.
Yeah, it's still like the problem is that even though people know, it's nice to be able to see your chat when you're playing. Like in this
It
downtime
is.
between maps, it's nice to be able to interact with whoever's like actually staying in your stream rather than like the main stream or anywhere else. And to just take that away from people just because they have to avoid things like this happening, it's sad. It's sad because yeah, it
It is
happened in
sad.
the World Cup. It happened to multiple teams in the World Cup actually. So to see it happen again here, it's just a shame.
That's the first time it's happened, right? In this tournament so far?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was hoping we'd
I
have
think
a
so.
nice clean tournament, but it looks like that's not going to be the case, sadly.
But yeah, I think obviously they'll be able to find who the accounts that did it because they're the ones who posted the messages. So people can ban them, but it's easy to obviously bring new accounts in. 20 players listening, either for future note, remove the chat mod from the game while you're playing, or another way maybe around it is to turn on like follower only and have it to like 10 minutes, half an hour, something like that. So if someone wants to come and chat bomb you, they can't just instantly come in, do it, and leave. They have to like have it planned, which is, again, it doesn't solve the issue. The only way to really solve it is to remove the mod, but
Right.
yeah, or a slow mode. I don't know if you can. Can you set a character limit in chats? I think you can with some like mod bots. So that that's another way around
You
it.
might
There are
be able
ways
to with
around
bots,
it,
yeah.
but yeah. The Netherlands did just ask for a 2-minute break, so we're just taking that, and then we're going to find out. I think. They didn't explicitly say replay. However, I feel like it was a no-brainer that they would replay here, so I feel like we're just going to see that. We're just waiting on that. Yeah, we're just waiting on them to get back into the room. Obviously, because like Cooling restarted his game to get rid of the mod, and a couple of the people are probably like just taking a break, taking a breather, because that is a long map. It's not fast, but it's still intense because it's constant streams. So
and you are using a lot of arm with how much rotation is in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, here we go. We are ready for the replay. Hopefully without any things happening. Yeah, Cooling's got rid of the mod, so hopefully something like that shouldn't happen to him again. We are ready. If
I'm hoping that doesn't
can
affect the
pull
Dutch
same
team too much.
Yeah, I hope the morale's not too low and that Cooling is
Right.
ready to potentially perform even better. If Cooling can FC without that one miss he picked up before the end, then I can definitely see him bringing up the Netherlands score regardless. And I can definitely see them taking this, especially with just how strong of an act that they had throughout the entire thing.
All right, Cooling ready.
Ready?
Sheep ready.
And here we go. We are getting into it. The replay from the Dutch for Blue Nation. Oh, hold on.
If the Dutch do take this, that will mean we're going to tiebreaker.
Yes, which will be nice. It'll be really entertaining to see a tiebreaker. I do want to see who would take that, but obviously not who would take that. What they'd pick, but obviously that's only something we can find out when we get to it because we don't know what these teams are strategizing against each other. Yeah, hopefully we'll have a clean replay. Nothing bad happening to either of these players. Pure skill coming out from all 6 of them. And we'll see some nice gameplay.
Kip already does have a miss, dropping to a 93.5.
Yeah.
One from
So
Sheep
does
as well.
Sanicello dropping down to it. Oh, Sanicello picked up multiple misses, dropping down to a 92.5. Yeah, Sheep as well. 2 96s across the board at the moment. Salad and Cooling, with Nolan on a 95.5 as well.
Averjack is a little bit closer than last time.
Yeah, definitely. I think that early miss from Sheep did drop down the average jack, at least for the earlier part of the map. And then Culling is a little bit lower than what he was on before. However, he did climb up in that slower section between the two stream sections. Nolan currently on that.
I think he was around this
mid-95
at this point of the map last time.
Yeah, because it slows down around here, and then he climbed up to that 93.3, 93.4, 93? 96. Sheep currently climbing up in this slow section as well, back up to a 93.3, 95.3. I can't read numbers. I've definitely not been studying them since I was a child. Nolan up to a 95.7. Sanicello and Kip also recovering from those earlier misses, up to a 94.7/94.8 on both of them.
Looks like both
However,
teams
Kip does
are
have 3
comboing better than
misses.
last time.
Yeah, it does seem like it. However, Netherlands just have that ACK lead like we expected. They have a 0.5 lead. Any misses from either side can change that there quite quickly.
Illuminati Salad is
Calling
beating
back
out
up to a
Cooling Closet
96.5.
Sack, though. 96.68.
Salad did have some earlier misses on the first run, which meant that he couldn't compete with Calling in this way. However, yeah, they are both on very good, solid mid 96s right now. Illuminati up to a 96.7 actually. whereas
Netherlands
Calling
up to
is
the
around what he was
96%
last time.
average.
All of the Russian players up to a 95 or higher, obviously with Salad. Whereas Sheep is currently climbing up to almost match Nolan with that miss from earlier.
And now passing him.
In fact, Sheep's about to hit a 96 as well. Having two 96s on one team would make the Netherlands have a very, very strong lead. The lead's still currently around a 0.6, 0.5 gap as we get into the build-up to the second stream section. We have less than half of the map left. However, that does not mean that the map changes in any way. There is just a lot of streams, a lot of these kind of one-handed jumps that just swap back and forth. When I say streams, it's a lot of circling, as you can see. It's very easy to accidentally miss-swing some of these and miss. All of the Netherlands team are currently above a 96 now, whereas Kip and Sanicello are climbing up into that mid-95, and Illuminati Salad is currently holding a little bit higher than Calling, but not by much with a 96.68.
Illuminati is struggling a little bit more to hold accuracy, but Cooling just keeps acking up during this.
Yeah, Calling's holding very, very strong.
Oh, he just dropped
as
down
of
a
the
bit
other
as I
two
said
Dutch
that.
players.
Every one of the
fact that
Dutch team
more
up to
misses
a
have been
96
picked up.
now.
Oh, Nolan's about to drop a little bit below. But yeah, no more misses coming out after those first couple, which it shows. Well, is just showing just how well these players can act up after those early misses and get very respectable scores regardless. Calling has dropped down a little bit, down to a 96.4. I need to slow down when reading the numbers. Whereas Illuminati is still holding a very strong score, a little bit above Culling's. However, he's also dropped down a little bit to the 96.55. Nolan has also dropped, and Sheep has dropped a little bit. In fact, I think Sheep picked up a second miss, because Sheep's now on 2 misses.
Definitely a much closer matchup than last time.
Definitely. However, with the Dutch still having a very, very strong performance, even with a couple of misses coming out from Sheep, they do have a very solid lead of around 0.4, which means that they probably will be able to take this unless someone slips up on these very wacky
I think we have another
sliders.
miss from Sheep, as you mentioned that. Still a solid lead, though.
And there we go. With a replay, and with no unfortunate circumstances coming out for the Dutch team, they are able to take this with a very strong 0.3 lead, meaning that we will be moving on to the
And
tiebreaker.
that brings it to tiebreaker. It is
Which
really
I'm
unfortunate
excited for.
that the Dutch team did have to use their replay on something like that, and so they
Yeah.
won't have it for the tiebreaker.
It would have been,
Which does
it would have been
suck,
nice if
but
they could
that's
have
just
kept
what
that.
happened.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do now. It does mean that whatever happens is in this tiebreaker is final. There is no second chances for either team now. Both teams have used their replay, and it depends what pool we get as to which way it can go. They are just doing the coin flip right now. I think the Netherlands won the coin flip, which means that they get to pick whether they pick the pool or the map. For anyone who doesn't know, when it comes to a tiebreaker, coin flip, as we do for the standard like pick ban phase, except instead of picking like a pool and then a ban, you pick a pool. Whoever wins the coin flip, gets to either pick if they want to pick the pool or the map. And then whoever picks the pool just picks one of the 3 remaining pools that were not picked for the current match. So at the moment, Joker and Historical were picked, so the AC, Tech, and Speed pools are left. And then the other team gets to pick a single map out of that. And it also is worth noting that this is, I think, the 6th match today. This is the 4th tiebreaker we've seen in a row. The past 3 matches and now this one have all gone to a tiebreaker, all very, very close in that regard. Which is crazy. I mean, it went from a couple of sweeps to 3 twos across the board.
Going back to what you're saying about the map pools.
Yeah, sorry, I'll let you take this.
The map pool is going to be accuracy. And that's one thing I love that EUC is doing. Having different types of map pools, and instead of just having one pool where tiebreaker is it's going to be one map guaranteed, it could be anything now. It could be speed, it could have been speed, it could have been tech.
Yeah, because it means that there's a chance of any one of 21 maps, I think, because I think the pools are 7 maps big. Russia is going to be picking Tekkit. Yeah, so we will be seeing Tekkit. It's quite a common map that a lot of people who have picked the AC pool have gone for. So we will be seeing very high accuracies from all teams here. However, I don't know who would have the advantage here. I think potentially the Dutch, because I think the Russian team strive a lot more on the speedier side of things. For the Russian team,
we are going to be seeing Reason
Kip and Salad staying in. Yeah, we have Kip and Salad staying in.
Always love watching their gameplay. Beautiful sabers.
Yeah, they have one of the really nice pairs of sabers that we were talking about. And then on the Dutch team, we have Ferb coming in and Yabye coming in, and then we have Cooling staying in as the person who was playing before and is staying in for this tiebreaker. So here we have the lineups for the tiebreaker. I don't know who's going to take it.
I don't either. I don't think I can pick. That's 6 very accurate players.
Yeah, Kip has very good AC, but then again, we've seen Cooling strong AC, and then these are the 2 Dutch players. They must be being brought in for a reason, and that reason is hopefully that they have very impressive AC and beat out the Russians. So we'll have to find out as we get ready for the players to go in. As you can see already, by the way, Reason has very, very nice sabers.
They're beautiful.
People have been saying, because I know myself asked, not about Resonates, but someone else's sabers, I think Takanasi's. Those are sabers that come with the Beat Leader Patreon, if I remember right. So if you do want those, that's how you get those.
That's correct. It is the Resabers mod.
Hele nieuwe fucking install gemaakt voor deze toernooi.
I donated to the Patreon and I got the mod, but I never used it.
In playoffs ook even allemaal chatten.
Really? Oh,
Oké, maak je klaar. We gaan direct beginnen.
It's kind of made me want to donate to the Patreon, I'm not going to lie. Speaking of donating, by the way, just while we wait, if you guys want to donate to the prize pool to support the players that win the playoffs next weekend, you can use the link that just went into the chat to donate. And if you donate in specific tiers, you can get things like an ad on the stream in the middle of the intermissions. I can't remember the other tiers. I know that at tier 3, you do get feet pics.
How could you forget that one?
Exactly, that's the one that everyone remembers. If you get so at tier 1, you get listed on the website as a supporter. At tier 2, at €35, you get an ad slot in the intermissions, and then at tier 3, you do get a potential foot pick. But with that, as Logan was saying, and as you said earlier, green means go, which means we're going into the tiebreaker here. Tekkit. the AG map, deciding who will make it into the playoffs.
Oh, what
Who's moving
happened
on to
for
round 5.
Ferb already has 2 misses.
Oh God! Wait, I didn't see what
That
happened.
is devastating. Not sure what happened there, but the Netherlands does not have
man.
a replay.
They don't have a replay, so
Russia
they're really relying
has
on someone on the
refill
Russian
combos,
team to
that's-
slip up here.
That's their only chance. That
Which is really upsetting as well,
devastating.
because both of the other players are performing very well, and I'm sure Ferb will also be up there on those high 98s, or in Yabier's case, at 99. But unfortunately, he is trying to climb up. However, there's not a lot of time for him. Actually, no, the song is of decent length. He does have a chance to potentially pull this back to a recoverable act. However, they are relying on a mistake from the Russian team here, or else they will be going into round 5 to fight for that playoff spot.
You
or
never
see
want
if
to
they're
have to
going home.
rely on the other team messing up.
Yeah, coming into the halfway point of the map. Calling on a 98.6. Yabier just dropping down below that 99 to a 98.95. And then all of the Russian players on a 98 as well. 98.85, 98.8, and 98.3.
The Dutch team is bringing it back up
Um,
to a 98 average, but it's definitely not enough.
I mean, Ferb has been climbing extremely well, and there's still half the map left. The gap has been closing ever so slightly. There's currently only a 0.5, 0.4 gap, and Ferb's back up to a 97. However, there's still a third of the map left. There is a potential for Ferb to bring this act back up to a point where they could recover. With that gap shrinking ever so slightly, it just relies on the Russians also dropping down a little bit to give them that chance. But I don't think it will happen as we come into the last quarter of the map. That gap is getting ever
It
so
is
small.
definitely
However,
still
I
a possibility. It's getting very close. But there's
I
not
don't know
much
if there's
time
enough
left.
time.
Unless Russia picks up a miss, I don't think it can happen.
Yeah, and on a map this slow and this readable, I doubt a miss will happen anytime soon.
Who knows? I miss on act maps all the time. It can happen.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely happens. And they brought the gap down to a 0.2 less even. However, the map is ending now, and with a 97.7, Ferb did climb up very, very well and very, very quickly. But unfortunately, the Russian team would still be taking this, which is unfortunate because if we look
It
at this in
really is.
reality, if the thing had if the Unicode bomb
Man.
had happened, the Russians would have not the Russians, the Dutch would have their
Ik weet niet of iemand iets bij mij
replay
heeft
for
lopen
this,
doen.
which
Maar
is
ik had
it's
de
a
eerste
shame.
minuut echt alleen
It
maar
really is a
lag.
shame. However, not all hope is lost for
Ja,
the Dutch
ik heb-
team.
ik heb
They
twee
are
notes
not out of
door
the
lag.
tournament. They just move on to round 5,
Jezus.
which means that we'll be going up against one of the other teams that lost in their box of having 2 wins and 1 loss, or one of the teams that came forward from the
Jezus.
2 losses and 1 win bracket to fight for those final 3 spots in the playoffs. Very shortly, once we've just finalized that, we can show you the bracket. But that's obviously just being finalized as this match just finished. We've just got to get that as the most up to date thing. But yeah, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, sorry. Very fortunately for the Russian team, they're into the playoffs. They're safe. They're moving on to the next weekend. Their efforts are rewarded, and for the Dutch, they still have one last chance to make it through.
It's not over yet for them. They
Which-
can still do it.
It's not over yet, and I do hope that they make it because they definitely deserve it after their performance there.
Definitely. It's a very good matchup.
Yeah, we just went.
Very fun
Very
match
good
to watch.
Very close match as well. I was expecting that to be very, very one-sided. However, after watching that, definitely not. I'm surprised at how well the Russians held their own against the Dutch because I've always known the Dutch to be a very, very strong team. And they are. I'm
I
not
was
saying that
thinking
they're
the
not.
same.
But yeah, as people are saying in chat about the replay thing, as much as people would love to give them a free replay about things like this, because it's happened before and we know how like disheartening it is. The problem is that because it's a mod that the players actively choose to have built into their game, like it's a complete extra, they're not allowed to. In most tournaments there are rules where it's like things like that don't give a free replay. Usually the only things that give a free replay when it comes to tech issues is something that happens on the TA side. So if like TA crashes your game before you even get into the match, usually you're allowed to get a free replay because of that. But anything player wise, it's usually not rewarded to them, which it is a shame because things like this can happen and things like this do suck when it does happen. But yeah, the Dutch team still did play very well. They took a replay and they took that map even after having everything happen. But then unfortunately just a couple of things happened. Ferb said he had lag, which is something that you can't really prevent. Lag always happens, and it usually happens at the worst times possible. But playing through those tech issues and still getting a very impressive score is extremely respectable.
Also, props to Ferb for finishing the map out and not just giving up.
Yeah, and climbing very, very well. Like, I did not expect a miss on an ag map to come into almost a 98 as well. Not many players that I know can recover that well and that quickly.